I believe that the separation of Nigeria wouldn't be possible without a fight. Maybe Nigerian government is ready to give it a fight rather than just throwing in the towel. But the reality is that the masses who feel oppressed, who feel marginalized, who feel skimmed out of the Nigerian system, of course, the oppressed population of the Biafran people are saying enough is enough. We are fed up with the Nigerian system, and there is nothing anybody can do. It is an inalienable right and unquestionable right endowed to us by God and by the instrument of the state, which is the Constitution. The self determination is never a crime, it's an internationally recognized right of people and individuals to embark on self determination. The government, I believe, should have, of course, a rethink and change his tactics in this approach. Mobilizing the militaries and the sponsoring force, of course, to coerce people into an entity they have already, of course, given up. I mean, in their mind, Nigeria does not exist. In the mind of these Biafrans, Nigeria has ceased to exist. And how can you force a man who has given up in the system called Nigeria? The best you can do is allow them go and face their fate and whatever happens to them. But if you think you can force them, you are making the very grievous mistake, of which, of course, will come with a costly price. You either lose your men, of course, and resources. But these people are committed. This is an ideology informed or based pride, which no power, no forces, of course, can dislodge them, except there is a superior ideology coming from anywhere. But do we see that happening? That question is no, or the answer to the question is no. It's high time the Nigerian government begin to rethink. Of course, if they think with the use of gun and barrels of bullets, they can subdue and subjugate these people and force them or to coerce them to becoming a part of what they have rejected already. You might be making the costly and the worst, of course, decision in your lifetime. It is high time Nigerian government understand the high writing on the wall and know that a people who are determined, nothing can stop them. Of course, when their determination is strong, no power can deter them, and that is just the position of the Biafran agitators. From the findings and, of course, opinions sampled, these people cannot back down. In fact, the more you use or deploy the use of armory, weapons against them, the more you make them more hardened, you make them more committed to that cause, and in defense of their freedom, in defense of their life, they will go all out to make sure that whatever it costs them to defend their life, or if that becomes necessary to pay the ultimate price, they will rather speed their last blood than accepting, of course, to be subjugated. I think Nigeria should understand this language is very clear, and that is not, of course, unfamiliar with every agitator, just like the South Africa when they are fighting against the apartheid. When the white men thought they can subdue these people, they, of course, after the arrest of Mandela, they escalated. You see what started happening when they start killing, of course, resorting to armed struggle. The whites, of course, had no option than to back down. When they saw the determination, the commitment of these people to their freedom, to their independence, the white man has to call for, of course, a round table conference to address these myriads of problems. I think that is what, of course, I'm looking up for Nigeria to do. It is high time you start living in denial or self-deception. But the reality, if you resort, of course, to armed struggle, you can never win the war. It is very clear now that the Biafrans, liberators, or agitators have taken up arms in defense of their territorial integrity. It is practically impossible for Nigeria to win the war. It is very clear. They said the land belongs to them. They want control of their own resources. They want control of their own security and, of course, of their political future. There is nothing any man can do. Not even God can stop them. Because when there is willingness, when there is commitment, of course, the Bible says when there is an agreement and unity between a particular mission or purpose, it is accomplished. It is only buying time. It's only time. It might be delayed, but cannot, of course, be denied because already the people has won the psychological war, and the state of their mind and preparedness presupposes that no power, no entity, no forces of hell, no human, of course, program that can stop them because they are fed up with the system called Nigeria. Likewise, the Oduduwas, the Arewas, most are calling that Nigeria have not favored anybody, and as such, there should be an immediate volcanization of this country. But that is just an in-depth analysis of the events as they continue to unfold, just as Master Simon Epa rightly tweeted of most recent that, of course, the enemies of Biafrans are confused in the last few days, and they are, of course, gasping for air, the gasping for survival. While the Nigerian government are claiming to have decimated several camps of the ESM, there are, of course, some conflicting or confusing information regarding this. But the masses knows the truth, and whatever happens is only defined in time. Whether, of course, Nigeria will succeed in this quest to coerce people to remain in Nigeria, or whether it will be a failed attempt, only time will reveal. Just very time that will solve so many problems. Well, let's keep abreast, and of course, we'll continue to bring your way the in-depth analysis. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Waiting for your own contribution via the comment section. I remain Chigozendi, but the host anchor, bringing you the unbiased reportage of events. It's a great time, of course, coming all the way with you. Thank you once again. Don't forget to hit the like buttons, give us a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to this. And now you can also choose to support us via the thanks button or super chat to continue this great work, of course, to humanity. Thank you once again. I hope to see you in the next edition. Bye for now and have a safe day.